Switzerland, they had brotherly love. They had 500 years of democracy and peace. And what did that produce?
Zenith. Hi everyone, thank you for watching What Spirits Tokyo. Here I am at the Zenith exhibition booth. I'm with Mr. Roman, he's the product and heritage director. And we have all the new pilots in front of us. And could you please tell me about all these beautiful pieces?
Yes, absolutely, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We have been here focusing our attention on the pilot collection, the refresh, the rejuvenation of the pilot collection. You need to know that we have a rich history and a long legacy about pilot watches. The name Pilot belongs to the brand since 1904, so almost 120 years ago. 1904, it was just few months after the very first considered the human first flight in 1903, made by the Wright brother. So it was really the beginning of aviation, you know, with the early pioneers of aviation. So we have been alongside pioneers of aviation since that time. And the name Pilot, as you can see it on the dial, is belonging to the brand.
Yes, I learned that you're only the ones that were able to use the name Pilot on your watches, on the watches.
Which is an important fact for us, which demonstrates the history, first of all. And obviously we wanted to come back with this new models, the 4 models that we have here on the tray. It's much more modern and contemporary than what we had in the past. The last time we did a refresh was in 2012, so 11 years ago.
Oh.
Okay. And it was very vintage in terms of aesthetics. And we wanted also to come back with something more fresh. I mean, really rejuvenation of how coming back to the genuine essence of what a pilot should be, a tool watch, you know, and you are emphasize the aesthetic, of course, but also the technicity inside.
Of course.
It's important, the functionality first. So that's why we are coming with this new 4 models with 2 chronographs and 2 3 hands.
Lovely. So shall we just go one by one?
Yes, we
Which
can.
one shall we start with?
We will first of all maybe do a global introduction. We have 2 new size, 40 millimeter.
40 millimeters.
And the chronograph are in 42.5 millimeter. 2 new materials, steel, and black ceramic. That's the first time we are introducing black ceramic with Pilot. Okay. And
then it is.
It's a first for us. We never did in the past. So this is also something quite new. This is also a material that age very well, you know, because it's very hard to scratch.
Yes.
So it's also in the same spirit of being very in the ruggedness spirit of a tool watch, of a pilot's watch.
It has to be tough and sturdy.
Exactly, you got it. And another fact is that we are implementing and introducing 2 new movements. Okay, a 3 hands, which is an El Primero. It's the first time we are introducing an El Primero movement 3 hands, because normally the El Primero is with a chronograph. So this is also an El Primero, high frequency movement, but without chronograph. So that's the novelties. And the main also other major innovation is on the chronograph. We have a new Flyback. So we are coming back with the Flyback.
Exciting.
The Flyback is a complication that was very commonly used for aviation and pilots. It was aimed to help the pilots to do some when they were flying together, okay, they were in need to avoid some manipulation to make it quicker, okay. Normally the chronograph, you start the chronograph, you stop and you reset, okay.
Yes.
And with the Flyback you can start and you can directly reset, and then if you release, you start a new time measurement. So this is a new movement that we are put it back in the collection. The very first time we introduced it, it was in 1997, okay, with the first ever Flyback function on pilots, and it was already a pilot watch. And also the main novelties and innovation is made on the big date. The big date is also something very useful, obviously because you need to know the date, and it's a very big date, of course, and it's an instantaneous big date, meaning that it's very complex. The date disk jump in 7,000 of a second.
Ooh.
So it's impossible to perceive with your eyes. You cannot see it.
Oh.
You have to do a slow motion on camera. And the idea behind the big date, we wanted to, if you imagine you are at the airport and you look at your flights, you know, the board, the departure board,
Yes.
where you have this flipping chart, like indicating
Yeah.
the flights. The idea was to recreate this sound and this, I would say, satisfying move of this big date, and I will show you. So if you want to change the date, you have this sound now.
Oh,
You have the same sound as the departure board, and it's very technical because we have 3 patents.
Oh.
Technically speaking, we have 3 patents on the big dates. The first one is the thickness of the big date. It's one of the thinnest on the market.
oh, wow.
We have been able to divide it by 2, the thickness of the big date. We have another patent, which is a security to avoid the date to jump from, let's say, for example, the 20 to the 22 directly. So it's impossible to have a double jump. And this is sometimes what's happening on the big date. So there's a security on this. And the third patent is on the, I would say, the feeling of if you manipulate the date by the crown, you have this sound and this, as I said, secured and satisfying sound. And if you do it by the hands, it's exactly the same feeling, and it's exactly the same jump instantaneously. I will show you. We're gonna pass through midnight now,
I'm looking.
and you will have the same
Oh.
sound and the same jump speed, and so that's another third patent. And we have also another security, which is good for the owner, for the clients, to avoid also any desynchronization of the date, which is something that can happen also. We have a security at starting at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
So I will
okay.
put from 10 p.m. until midnight, when
Okay.
you have the date disc that is jumping.
Yes.
If I want to change the date, nothing can happen. You have the sound, but you have a security, nothing will happen.
Oh.
So it's avoiding also any wrong manipulation by the clients. So
Right.
it's a security.
Wow.
There's a lot of technicity inside this watch that looks very simple. It's a 2-registered chronograph with a big date, but in reality there's a lot of technology inside. And aesthetically, we have worked also on a new dial with a new pattern. You see these horizontal grooves on the dial.
I was admiring him.
This is something also which reminds you planes, you know, the old cabins of planes from the 50s, the 60s. So it's a tribute, an homage to these planes at that time.
Wow. So.
And every single watches, if I may continue, are equipped with an interchangeable strap system.
I love
Alright.
those.
So you have pushers on the back, and you can
Easily.
change your strap easily. So you can move from one strap to the other. Every single ceramic piece are delivered with a black Cordura strap and a khaki green one.
Oh, okay.
And the steel version are coming on black strap and a brown calfskin. So you have one watch but 2 faces.
That's important.
And it's very easy also to put it back. So you can do it by your own. There's no big deal. We also have worked on a new oscillating weight. You see the oscillating weight looks like a flying instrument.
It
If you're-
does.
I'm sure that you never, I would say, flew as a captain of a plane. Maybe you did, I don't know. But
Maybe.
some flying instruments inside planes are, there's one famous one which is called the artificial horizon. And this looks like this. So the oscillating weight is looking like the artificial horizon. So it's another signature that reminds you aviation.
It's enjoyable.
So there is a lot of small details when you take them separately. Explained like this, it's a lot, but there's a lot of things involved in this development.
Lovely. I was wondering, in future, will you be having the bracelets, maybe?
Good question. That's a good question. Obviously, yes. As you have seen here on the tray, we don't have any metal bracelet yet. The idea is to come with the metal bracelet, but we want to have the interchangeable strap system. So we also are working on this, and it will come normally next year.
Okay.
So that's going to be some of the new developments coming. That's the basic now, the foundation, and now we will build the collection on this with some new and other complication. You can imagine pilot's watches, you would like to have a function like a GMT or a wall timer or maybe an alarm. So this is probably what's going to happen. Without revealing and teasing that much, this is something that will happen in the next, I would say, 3-4 years.
You obviously have all the roadmaps, but we cannot disclose that yet. But thank you for all the lovely hints.
That's my pleasure.
So I'd like to learn a lot more about the pilot watches and also the other watches from Zenith, but time-wise I need to wrap it up now. So maybe I could get a message from Mr. Roman for...
Thanking you for the interview. And I would say arigato gozaimasu to our viewers and fellow watch aficionados in Japan. Thank you.
And we have also international audience, so I look forward to reading all the comments in the section.
I would be pleased to have the feedbacks too.
Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.